Oh, we know how you like it. Raw and uncut with DJ Baker.
Go out there, man. Do your thing. All right, go get it.
All right, let's talk about it. You know, why not? We haven't talked about penis in a while, right? So everyone's looking at Zoo. Can we play Zoo coming up next, please? Can we play his music? Outside. I feel like he's really working on some an entire album. It's just every time he's coming up with something, it's something new. And I like the music that he's putting out. So, you know. Just pause it right there. It's at the beginning. You don't even have to press play. That's what everyone's talking about. The piece. You know, the penis. It looks a little much, right? Can you tell? You know, some people could tell when they're stuffing. You said they're stuffing. Okay, well, I believe they're stuffing too. Oh, well, because either that or he's just bone hard and he's trying to hide it by pushing it down. It's definitely going down because you can see the little extra edge at the bottom. You know what I mean? Some people think that's the tuck. That's you know what I'm saying. That's the tuck. Some people feel like that's the stuff. You know, when you're stuffing. You know, sometimes the stuff. You know what I'm saying. Well, hey, it doesn't matter. It's not yours anyway. You know what I mean? He can do whatever he wants to. That really belongs to August. You know what I mean? you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And now you know what August is dealing with. You know what I'm saying? When was the last time you saw, August's penis print? Well, maybe he's a grower, not a shower. Or maybe, But can I say something? When we've seen him with his pants sagging, and that pubic hair, that pubic part is that we never saw this, right? So that's why someone said that he's stuffing, because you've never seen this before. You can kind of tell when somebody is, when they're sagging, and they put the thing around their right above the shaft, right above it. You know what I mean? But a lot of people you can see the bump. Like even if you put up the pants, exactly. If he's stuffing, is it a big deal? Like, is it a big deal if he stuffs? Like, what's the big deal? You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, he got your attention, right? It's all a fantasy anyway. You're never gonna get it, okay? You're never gonna get it. This is what we need to realize, guys. You're never gonna get it, okay? Unless he breaks up with him, and then somehow you just happen to, bump into him at a club late night, and he's in a mood, and you're in a mood, and it just happens, But most likely, you will probably never see this man's penis. You know what I'm saying? Or his butthole. You know what I mean? It really belongs to August. You know what I mean? Oh, it actually belongs to whoever he says it, right? He assigns, ownership to whoever he wants to give it to, right? Isn't that the point of And who says that he's a bottom? A lot of you are going to say he's a bottom. Here we go. So what makes you think he's a bottom? Because August is so masculine? Is that what you're saying? You'll be shocked. You know what I mean? Shout out to Steven and Dion, I used to think Steven was shut up. I used to think Steven was the bottom. Look him up. The Steven and Dion, look him up. I used to think that Steven was the bottom. And now I'm not particularly too sure about that. And to be honest with you, it doesn't even matter. We're just talking aesthetically. Like people want to make assumptions. You want to gossip about it. It's okay to gossip about it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're going to see them in the street and go, you're a bottom. Well, some of you will, and they deserve to get punched in the. They deserve to get punched in the face. I agree. I think that, if you have the boldness to walk up to somebody and say something disrespectful like that, yeah, I think you deserve to get punched in the face, and you get a pass. I think you get a pass. Listen, you don't want to know. You don't want to know the kind of world I want to live in. You know what I'm saying? It's truth and consequences. Okay, you got to tell the truth, and you got to deal with the consequences. Okay, that's it. Truth and consequences. But if you're online and you're talking, we see his print, and we're like, oh wow, look at his print. Yeah, what's he gonna do? Half of you would drop down on your knees, even if you didn't like him. You know what I mean? You'd hate his guts. You're like, damn it, I hate that you went August, but I'll still do it. You know, I'll still suck it. Now, the question is, would he allow you to? You know what I mean? I mean, hey, you know, I don't know. I don't know anything. All I know is I think he's stuffing. So is it official? All right, so the Mafia agrees that we think this is stuffed. Doesn't mean anything. You know, he's just stuffed, and congratulations on stuffing and getting our attention and keeping it. Sometimes you got to do those things in this business. You know what I mean? That's how you sell music. Download the Wheel You Radio, everyone. That way you don't miss a thing. Sex sells, right?
Oh, we know how you like it. Raw and uncut with DJ Baker.
Go out there, man. Do your thing. All right, go get it.